Some nice conditions across the valley this weekend. That is going to be the Coachella Valley. You know, last weekend for the first weekend of Coachella, we also had some pretty beautiful weather, but we had those winds. And I do have a look into the winds happening out there right now, but we're starting off with the live view out at the LAX area. Quiet, or fairly quiet getting into the terminals, and it is going to match our conditions as far as the weather goes. We do have mostly clear skies across a big chunk of the area, and we're going to continue that way to get us through the remainder of this evening. As we get into tomorrow, we do have a few changes headed our way, and one of those is going to include a cool down, but also some wet weather coming right after that. The bulk of our moisture still sitting offshore. You'll see that with this system up into the Pacific there. It is due to bring some wet weather across portions of Northern California, seeping down into the central coast there before we get through the end of tomorrow. It is not going to be until Tuesday that we begin to see that rain here across the LA area. And even then, we are talking not too much accumulation. I'll bring in those totals a little bit later, but let's take a look at our temperature change in the last 24 hours. I'm going to take you over to Palm Springs. Anyone out there enjoying the second weekend of Coachella? They're doing so. Still under some warmer conditions in this hour. The majority of our warmth still hanging out across the Victorville area, where temperatures are more than 10 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday. That is going to place them in the 60s out in Coachella Valley. Take a look at those 80-degree temperatures as we do get through this 10 p.m. hour. The rest of us dealing with temperatures in the 50s as well as the 60s. LA coming in at 61 degrees, and we also have some 60-degree temperatures over in Anaheim. Our current wind situation moving at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and brought up our gust here to show you how fairly quiet it is across the area. We do have some gusts kicking up. You can see it there down in the corner of your screen where we have the green as well as those blues, just letting us know that we have some gusts bursting through the area right now in our low deserts, and Huntington Beach has a wind kicking up, or gust kicking up at about 10 miles per hour. Now, as we again get through the rest of this evening, dry conditions. LA under tomorrow's conditions, we're also expecting to be dry. Temperatures will be cooler. We may start off with some cloud cover, but also some of that fog condition. It is when we arrive at Tuesday that we begin to see the shift in our weather pattern furthermore. We'll have some of those clouds building in ahead of our rainmaker. The first half of Tuesday looking to be dry. We will see some of that wet weather entering areas west of LA by the morning hours. But as far as the rain moving through the LA and surrounding area, we are expecting it to happen during the second half of Tuesday. Not expected to last throughout the whole day. We will have some pockets of dry conditions out there. And then as we do make our way through the rest of the week, I talked about the cool down, and here's a look at what we're dealing with. 60s back into the forecast, coming off of temperatures this weekend in the 80s. Back to you.
When?
Oh my goodness, have you ever been hot air ballooning, Susan?
Yes.
Yes, so have I, and it was a really good experience. So happy that I didn't experience anything like that, but also happy everyone is safe out there, or was safe back then. If we take a look outside right now, we do have some clear skies across some of the area, but most of us will expect to see that increase of cloud cover as we do push through the remainder of this evening and into tomorrow morning, where some of us could not just be dealing with the clouds, but also some of that fog as well. Now, we do have temperatures today clocking in at 80 degrees. That was our high across the downtown LA area. This did bring us in cooler than we were yesterday, but still well above our normal in the lower 70s. As we do push through the majority of this week, we can't expect that the downtown LA area will see temperatures below the temperatures that we saw this weekend, closer to their normal. As far as this week, that again, we just talked about the cooler conditions. We do expect to also see a chance for some light to moderate rain move in as early as Tuesday across the LA County and surrounding region. And then we'll be looking at some gusty winds moving in later in the week once that system has passed across the area. As of now, we are tracking that moisture still primarily sitting offshore. We do have some of it brushing up against portions of the Pacific Northwest, but also into areas of Northern California. More so pushing into tomorrow, Northern California, but also the Central Coast will also see some of that wet weather begin to pick up. And it's not until we move into Tuesday that we start to see some of that precipitation across Southern California, mostly during the second half of Tuesday, and then by the middle and through the ending of this week, our system moving off to the east of us and leaving us behind with dry conditions. Now, how much rain are we talking? across the LA area. This is just one model. I went ahead and checked all of them to see where we were at. And we are looking at anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch to anywhere to about 1/4 of an inch across our local area. We do have some of the region, for instance, areas out west, but also up to the north that could accumulate more rain, anywhere from 1/2 of an inch to an inch. And maybe where some of those isolated storms set up, we will see more of that accumulation. In addition to the rain and the cooler conditions, we'll be left behind during the middle of the week and pushing to the end of the week, some pretty gusty conditions, because we will have that new system moving off to the east of us. And you'll see we are expecting to see our winds gusting anywhere, according to our model here, up to 20 to at times 30 miles per hour. So what does that temperature look like? We're talking backing down into the 70s for tomorrow, a chance for that rain on Tuesday, and maybe we'll see some of that lingering into our Wednesday. Earlier in the day, light chances for some of us. Now we're going to go ahead and send things over to Gerard with sports.